We're off to the radio station to do our monthly show. That noise in the background is the storm that just rolled in. Andy Beaupre is our guest. Andy started his company, Beaupre Communications, I believe in the late 80s. And very successful, focused on the technology community. Oh my God. All right, so we're gonna have to turn the camera on this big puddle that we're gonna go through. This guy doesn't dare go. I'm going for it. I think these guys. Although, technically you shouldn't probably go through a puddle like this because you never really know what's in there. It could be a huge sinkhole. Don't listen to the people in the office, by the way, to tell you I'm a bad driver either. That's all rumor. Luckily there wasn't. Did you get that puddle there? Holy moly.
Hey, you're listening to WSCA 106.1 FM. It is 12 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for Seacoast Business Connections radio show. I'm here with TJ and Erik, our boys from PixelMEDIA. I'm your host, Mark Miller, and our guest today is Andy Beaupre, and we've been just sort of talking about the way that technology started.
Well, we were doing 100-hour weeks. You know, I think I probably worked 80 to 100 hours every week for the first 5 years. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I got a dog just to make sure we could keep that I could keep something alive. So
I'll tell you, some nights I worked all night, and then Karen would, you know, drive me in the morning to like Milford, New Hampshire, where our biggest client was. Yeah. The dot matrix guys.
So you could go do a meeting.
Yeah, so like, and I would sleep on the way over.
I'm telling you right now, for the first 5 or 6 years, we aspired to have a small percentage of the logos and clients that you worked with. You were somebody we looked
fabulous. You created.
We talked about you and looked at what you were doing often. Actually, you had the A-listers that were sort of our mile marker, believe it or not. And I don't think we've ever told that story.
I think I was just glad to see somebody in Portsmouth doing something on some scale.
Surviving.
Because, because you only had a handful out there. Now you've got, you know, more.
It changed so much.
It has. So.
Really has. But it was insane. We'd get 100 to 150 calls per month of people wanting to hire us.
Just start up.
I mean, they would walk in the door and say, "We heard you guys were great. 50,000 a month." Boom. But you guys know what it takes. I mean, you've built a great company with a great reputation. You were an early category leader too, building something that didn't exist in the Seacoast. You know,
that means a lot.
And you know, just the way that you treat your people, the longevity of your people. And I mean, I've been to your place, and it's like, wow, this is a first-class operation.
I appreciate that.
And you know, the word and the reputation that you guys built is really strong. So,
well, to bring it back to the social PR, because I do want to also get your opinion on just where things have gone and where it is now today.
Are you winging it, or do you actually have questions?
No, I'm
winging it.
No, I forgot my paper. You know how organized I am.
He's doing well.
Maki doesn't have his paper.
Doesn't he? And
no paper, no pen.
You know, it's funny though, but you sound so fluid and natural. I like this memory questioning.
I love the. We're still on right now. You give me this feedback. Has it changed though how you do your work? Because you know you're sort of in the message containment, you know, and directing people that, hey, this company stands for these things, but now all of a sudden you got employees, you got CEOs, everyone's kind of out there freewheeling.
It's a messy, wide fabric.
And I'm just wondering,
I mean, it's literally jumping off the cliff, and it's the opposite of what we used to do, which was to try to contain the message or, you know, package the message. Now it's about giving up your brand and creating, you know, authentic dialogue back and forth between you and the real people who actually use the product.
Right.
Versus you dictating what you want to say to them. You know, so this ability to have a conversation with people and build a relationship, it really is transformational.
And I'm guessing it's totally
it's
different.
Helping
Every
brands.
client, though, has to treat it totally differently, right?
They do.
Because you're really local, too. You're from New Hampshire. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, that's probably the other common thread we all have, which is why you probably can see some similarities in how we give back in the community and our philosophy.
Where'd you grow up?
Sort of came from the same.
Somersworth High School, and then been a Dover resident for
15 years.
No
absolutely, yeah.
So the one bedroom was. We're from Dover. So, but I lived in Somersworth. I went to Great Falls School in 3rd and 4th grade. Yeah, which is now an apartment complex. So. So I think being local, and I think we're 3 people that chose to not leave but stay, raise families, start businesses, employ people, and have an impact locally. And I can't thank you enough for.
Thanks for having me on. Continued success to you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, Andy, and. Erik and TJ.
Yeah, man.
Great as always.
Thanks, Mark. Sorry I was late.
I love it. That's all right. We'll talk about that after the show.
choosy then.
The senator came in. He sat at a chair. We were at 208 Market. He was a big guy, since passed, but really colorful character. He sits down in my office. I have a chair that I was afraid would break, physically break, because we had like one chair. And the guy sits down, and we're talking about the fee structure to launch the bean farm, which they owned.
Okay.
Which was Country Curtains. And he said, "How would $5,000 a month be?" And we're like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
that was our first retainer.
That was a lot of money back then, though.
It was huge.
You're like,
hit the big button. Hold on.
no, I think that's legal.
I think you can say that one on
sorry.
radio, but
I have $50 to pay that fine.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
By the way,
yeah, we
in
all
all the radio shows we've done, Andy Beaupre is the first guy to swear.
This is
and
is it
by
the first time?
By 3 years.
and it hasn't been me. Well, there's been a bet on the table.
All right, let's
since we
should have
started.
hit the cough button.
Moving on.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.